the father's role cannot be taken up by the mother. In the sense that the father does something which only a father can do, or a man can do, basically. And the woman does something, the mother does something which only the woman can do, right? So if this understanding is established, then I think a lot of tension which is there in the family also goes away, in the sense that one doesn't expect both the parents to be equally involved in this homeschooling project. Homeschooling in the sense academic project. Whereas the homeschooling, if you talk about this whole adventure you're on, it's a combined thing, right? You and your husband and your spouse are part of this whole journey on which you have undertaken. But the role which the father does and what the mother does are totally different. It's like I remember when Arun was working when we were in Calcutta. At that company, sometimes we would send him on some tour. He would not be there at home. So when these three were at home, I had to do this sending Aditi and Srikant to school and managing Dinkar in between, and then this lunch and whatever. A lot of things Arun does, which you realize only when he's not there. So then I'm trying to do the disciplining thing, or shouting at Dinkar to listen to me. And the first thing he would ask me is, when is Nana coming back? He calls Arun Nana. So he's saying, when is he coming back? So I'll tell him, okay, he's coming after 2 days. He is okay. So he mentally prepares, okay, I have to undergo this mental torture or whatever torture for another 3 days. So he's like equipped for this. This is just, I'm okay, I'm ready now. I'll handle this for some more time. So, but basically, it's like, he doesn't have to do, like teaching English or science or anything, but there is something that by being the father, he does, that thing we have to understand or rather appreciate. And when we understand that the role of the father, even by doing nothing, what he does, then a lot of our tension which is there in the house, between the what the husband should do, what the wife should do, these things cannot disappear. In the sense, not disappear, but help you handle it. In the sense, even though I understand that Arun can do this and I can do that, when he doesn't do something I want him to do, you get irritated. No, it's like human nature only. I mean, for both of us, it's very clear there's something which I can do and something which he can do. Although we can share, these superficial duties in the sense that, or we can call them tasks. The role of the father, as in maybe as a figure who is, I don't know. I think you have to introspect. I can list out some things, but I think what we need to internally realize is that those things are not interchangeable between husband and wife. I think we need to, instill this observation in our children. They have to look, look in the sense, not as in, us telling us them to look, but this, you cultivate this habit of observing things deeply, not only physical things, but, observe people and reactions. I mean, you can't tell them at a very young age, but over time, observation, and then from observation, you will get to aesthetics also, and then to know about, be able to judge right from wrong. These things are, I think, basic, very baseline. I think first is observation, it comes with attention. So, and for that, you need time. So that will not happen if you keep engaging them in some activity or the other, So if they're not feeling rushed, then these things will happen. And if they are not observing first, I think we have to train them in that sense, that you bring their attention to some things, or you notice things more, and so you point it out to them. You start from there, and I think from there we can do aesthetics also. But aesthetics, I think, I don't know if it's very subjective or there is an absolute thing or what, but I feel over time, if you can train aesthetics and, right from wrong and good and bad, then they're kind of set for life, because then they can apply that thing to many things, right? Outside of just painting and all that. So aesthetics happen everywhere. It has to do with ideas also, and but then of course I feel that no matter how protected your home environment is, once and however mindfully you kind of nurture them, once they're out in the open world, there are many things that they're bombarded with, right? So they can kind of get swayed here and there, and even you, I mean, I'm sometimes surprised that in spite of all our careful, upbringing and kind of indoctrination about this is correct, that is wrong, and everything, when they're out there and the peer group pressure and all that, their children get swayed by all the whatever is the current flavor of the season all over the world. Instagram is there and so much propaganda, and you can't prevent it. So, but the only thing we can do is kind of enforce our point of view, enforce in the kind of sense that there are some things, the way things are, that there is no, there is something which is in your head how things should be, and there is a way things are actually outside. So this mismatch is what you have to point out to them. What you think about something may not be how it is actually. The fact that a boy and a girl are different, or the man and woman in a relationship is different, these are things which are reality, right? There's no idea in that it should be like that. थोड़ी बदल जाएगा. So I'm saying that baseline, I think, would be that you first inculcate the habit of observation about looking at things, and I think we go from there.
In fact, in this whole discussion, I'm just maybe it's a kind of wrap up thing. What I found interesting is that what we discussed today, from the birthday parties to academics to lack of, children's interest in, studies and everything. I don't think we are very different from other mainstream mothers, because maybe that is different.
Yeah.
They are thinking इतना सारे को कैसे बुलाएं, किसको निकाले, and we are thinking इतना कम है कैसे और दो तीन को add करें. But the problem is that the same thing. Academically, I see my other children in my relatives' family. Their mothers are facing the same problem. Oh, every day, every evening, this is a task. Now exam is there. They are not interested in studying. How will we manage? Same thing is happening with my son also. So I can't be a righteous person who say कि homeschooling, so he is very interested in studying. No, it is not. The problem is same. So even in inside homeschooling community, we will the same thing. If, like, for example, if for somebody in CBSE board, somebody in ICSE board, oh, my board is better than yours. So in same case in homeschooling also, my way is better than yours, or yours is not, whatever be it. So I don't think we are doing very different anything like that. It seems from outside. But end of the day, the problems, I think, we are same. Is just that they are for me, mainstream people, they are doing it because ऐसे ही होता रहा है, and this is the way to do it, and we are thinking out of some sort of an awareness, so we are getting these questions कि ये सही हो रहा है कि गलत हो रहा है. In case of mainstream, we don't have the scope or opportunity to question it. Here we are questioning, and we are maybe putting some sort of extra pressure. Otherwise, I think sometimes we don't need to be under so much of a pressure. That's right.
No, pressure, it's like extra responsibility, no? So that will be there. But the thing is that we should not get, thinking that we can repair all the mistakes of the other thing by starting. We can create some other problems, by doing what we are doing. So you should be aware of that children will be grown up, and then in the end we will say that, we could have done this also. But anyway, that always happens. That doesn't matter. It's like you said, one thing, the school is doing something and we are doing something, but it's a similar thing. We have taken on the thing of education. So, but like the school takes up the whole time, we should not make the mistake of doing the same thing at home. So the whole point is that we should not focus so much on academics, and that the whole time is gone thinking only about the subjects.
And I see that, children after a certain age, particularly in the rebellious age of teenage or something, I see inside my family only, they are in any case complaining and blaming their parents. Why did you do this? Why did you do that? Why did you do that?
Yeah.
So it is, I mean, inadvertently it will happen in any time. So it's not that
you have to become strong, in the sense that when after all the work you've done, your children turn around and say you are playing with their lives, and you have to be ready for that. So the whole thing is you have to get on.
In mainstream it is happening, so in homeschool it's happening. So
obviously, no, it has to do with the individual, no? It has we are not God or anything, so we make mistakes. So, and anyway, it's like the swabhav of the child is to rebel. So, and the swabhav of the child has to be handled. So we have to not assume, take on I mean, assume we are super beings and, think that we can handle everything. We can't. So we have to be ready. I mean, they are our responsibility. So we take that responsibility with that thing, comes with the brick bats also.
Yeah, absolutely.